Here it is.
Super Bowl, Bets and Brewskis.
Hey yo, welcome back, baby, to the Bets and Brewskis podcast. I will be the host steering the ship today. Matt Fagley. How we doing, boys? I have Brenton Bad Brewski Bradford on the horn with me, and I got Elliot, the Autism Stalkup. How we doing?
Oh, great, except for the fact that we've only got one football game left, gentlemen.
So sad.
Depressing.
It's tough. It's tough to look at the schedule for Sunday on ESPN on the ESPN app and see one game instead of a full slate of games. But
Hey,
we are
we
at
got
that point in the season.
We got the USFF or the USFL, and then we got the XFL too.
We got the Rocks League, baby. The fucking XFL's coming back.
Can we bet on the XFL? Is that going to be a thing?
Probably, yeah.
Hell yeah.
We got to remember, though,
Actually,
because the Super Bowl's over, that means it's almost golf season, boys.
Hell yeah.
Time
And
to get
with
back
golf
on the link.
season comes some drinking. What?
But
With Chiefs playing the Eagles in Arizona, 6:30 p.m. Fox Sunday. Be there, be drunk. It's going to be a great time. Elliot, Chiefs are 1.5-point dogs. Total sitting at 50.5 still. Numbers pretty solid all week. What are you thinking going into it? We'll wait to give our picks for a little bit, but let's just give our thoughts on the game.
yeah, I mean, we have both the number one seeds. We have two very efficient offenses. We have two defenses that haven't been spectacular all year, and I know the Eagles' defense is ranked really high in a lot of categories, but they have played one of the weakest schedules we've seen this year. Patrick Mahomes, best player on the field this Sunday. I think he's going to have success against the Eagles secondary. Every Sunday he is. But the one fear, I think, is the pass rush. Is he going to be able to stay protected the whole time? His offensive line is good. I don't have the number on top of my head where they rank, but if he can stay away from the pressure, I think he has a very successful day in the pocket. But if he does get sacked, if they land on the ankle weird, if he tweaks it somehow trying to scramble, that could definitely change his game. And we don't know how healthy he is. But on the other side of the ball, we also have Jalen Hurts, who has struggled with his injury. He did run a little bit here a couple weeks ago, but it wasn't like we've seen him in the past. So I have my fears about both quarterbacks' injuries. I don't think it's going to amount to a lot in this game. I think they're both going to be fairly healthy, or at least healthy enough to play through this game. And being that it is the Super Bowl, I don't have as much worry about one of them, having a little bit of an injury and then sitting. They're going to play the whole game.
They'll play through it.
Yeah, they'll play through
Yeah.
it.
Andy Reid came out and said that Pat Mahomes was 100% doing it. Like they were like, obviously he's not 100% healthy,
Yeah.
but he's 100% doing everything that we're asking him to do.
Oh,
so
yeah, he's going to play through the whole game. It's just a matter of how healthy is he going to be? Is he going to have the ability to get out of the pocket? Which he didn't so much against the Bengals, but
he's locked into that $400 million contract, so there's no incentive for him to sit.
No, there's not. But yeah,
the Chiefs are number 2 in not giving up sacks.
Yeah,
so it's not like their offensive line is absolute trash.
No, they're not. And like I said, but we're also dealing with a historical defensive line that has, I think they're 6 sacks away from the all-time record. They're a very good defensive line, and if they can get pressure on Mahomes and get 1 or 2 sacks, that may be enough to change the game. Now on the Eagles' offensive side of the ball, they've been amazing at rushing the ball. And the thing about the Chiefs' defense is they always seem to play better in the playoffs. Spagnuolo's going to have the boys going. I don't know what their game plan is going to look like, but I think that this is going to be a good chance for them to try to shut down the run and make Jalen Hurts throw the ball, which we've seen him do this year. But if they can put him in that spot, then I think the Chiefs' defense is going to be able to maybe get some stops here. It's a very close game, though. It's hard for me to pick a side, and we're not going to pick our sides yet, but I have been going back and forth on this one. I think it's going to be a very close game. I think it's going to be a very fun game.
Yeah, to be honest, I've flip-flopped my pick about 3 or 4 times since we did the podcast last week.
Oh, yeah.
So, this game, it's a complete toss-up. Like, and I know the Eagles are favored by 1.5, but like the money line tells you that it's a pick 'em. Like, the sports books have no fucking idea. So like, Bradford, what are you thinking on this game?
I think there's many ways that the Eagles can win this game, and I think there's one way that the Chiefs can win this game. I think the Eagles, if the defense shows up and they shut the Chiefs down, this could look similar to the Seahawks Broncos Super Bowl years ago, where it was just an absolute blowout. Mahomes doesn't get going. But I think the Chiefs' route is a shootout. I think it's going to be pretty high scoring if the Chiefs want to win, because they're going to have to put up points. I mean, the Eagles' rushing attack is deadly. But then again, if it's a shootout, the Eagles could still end up pulling it out. I just think the Chiefs have less ways to win this game.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't completely disagree with that, but I think a lot of people still underestimate like the Chiefs are still the fucking Chiefs, you know. Like,
and now, yeah, I mean, Chris Jones, dog. Who's their other? They got another big pass rusher
Frank
up there.
Clark.
Frank Clark, dog too. So yeah,
Sneed back and healthy, dog. Like, yeah, their secondary isn't super great, but that dude's a playmaker, and as long as Frank Clark and Chris Jones can create some sort of pressure, like,
yeah,
they're going to have to, because they're going against the best offensive line in the whole league. So if they don't create pressure, then I'd see this as the Eagles are going to put up a lot of points.
So, speaking of a lot of points, total sitting at 50.5. 60% of the bets are on the over. 80% of the money is on the under, though. So a lot of sharp money coming in on the under, which probably is just because it's at 50.5, which is a lot of fucking points for a Super Bowl. But like, with these two offenses, you never fucking know. I want to take the total just to have something on it, but I have no idea what side to fucking pick.
A couple numbers for you. 5 out of the 6 wild card weekend games all went over the total. And then after that, every game since then has been an under. So, and then the last 5 Super Bowls, I believe, are all unders. Last 3, something like that. So the reason the line is so high is because the public gets involved and drives that number up, and they can't have a ton of exposure where they set it at what it's probably supposed to be around like 47, 48. They have to jack it up to 50 because there's so much public money on the over. So, but being that 80% of the money is, and was that a FanDuel number, or did you get that just as a general sports book?
No, that was just covers.com, baby.
So I don't know. It's going to be hard for me to take an over with such a high total, and being that I think both defenses have the ability. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, both defenses have the ability to get a stop, and the Eagles are one of the best rushing teams in the league. If they can just string together first down after first down and have a 8-10 minute drive, that just kills an over like that. So.
Yeah, I think that's. I mean, Sirianni would be dumb if he didn't want to keep the ball out of Patrick Mahomes' hand for as long 100%. As possible. So, like, I think he's going to try and string together a few 8-10 minute drives at least. Like, speaking of where the money's at, though, 70% of the bets and 77% of the money is on the Eagles, and it's been that way since like basically the end of the AFC Championship game. Like, everybody and their mom thinks that the Eagles are just about to blow the fucking doors off the Kansas City Chiefs this weekend, which is absolutely fucking crazy because, like, I get it. Their offensive line and defensive line is outstanding, but like the Chiefs are still the Chiefs. Like, they can put up 48 if they want to, like, no problem.
Well, the Chiefs have been there too, so let's not discount that fact that they've been in these games recently.
And the Eagles have not seen anything like the Chiefs defense, at least in the playoffs and barely throughout the regular season, because there was nobody that they were playing that was up to the level of the Chiefs.
I
So,
mean,
like,
the Cowboys' defense was good all year.
They haven't seen
Bro.
the Chiefs often.
Dak Prescott put up
49ers
like
defense was
40
good.
on them. Oh, it's just outstanding. So much better than the Chiefs. Like, I don't think so. So, I don't know. I mean, we'll give out our picks here in a little bit, but it's just crazy. That's like, because to be honest, whenever I first started, whenever the line came out, I was thinking like, oh yeah, Eagles, just because I like the offense and defensive line. But then, like, the more I just start hearing that everybody loves the Eagles, I don't know. We'll see. What will I do?
I don't know.
Well-
I like the Eagles' mentality. They kind of similar to that 2017 run where they're just gonna, come out, play hard-nosed football. I mean, they've got a great receiver in A.J. Brown. Now, I mean, Devontae Smith, the passing attack's like, I'd say better than it was, and the rushing attack is just lethal, especially with all those guys up front giving a big push. And this is gonna sound cliche, but this game's gonna be won in the trenches, boys.
Yeah, I mean, I do think
I also think part of
it's gonna come down to whether or not basically the Chiefs offensive line can protect Pat, because the only thing that keeps flashing in my brain whenever I want to pick the Chiefs is watching Patrick Mahomes run for his life 2 or 3 years ago against Tampa Bay, whenever it was like 31-9, and they couldn't fucking do anything. So, like, yes, I do believe that their offensive line is better than it was then, but it's still just as like.
Well, they got Orlando Brown over there at left tackle now, so.
Orlando Brown is actually a very bad. He is not a very good pass rush defender. He's good at good at rushing, but he's a bad pass rush defender.
I'm glad the Ravens let him go. We kept
Yeah,
Ronnie
honestly,
Stanley.
their tackles are their most susceptible, like, offensive line pieces. So, like,
which is very bad.
I don't know.
When you have a team that has had 70-something sacks this year.
Well, and like, Andy Reid is just going to have to, like, draw it up to where, like, you have a tight end chipping on one side and a running back coming out of the backfield and chipping the dude. Like, they're going to have to give him help at some point.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to give them one-on-ones with these Eagles defenders.
No.
It was either the Niners or the Giants. I can't remember, but like, I remember watching one of those games that the Eagles played, and like, Hassan Reddick was just coming off the edge, literally non-blocked all fucking game. I was like, dude, like, can we put somebody over there to block it? Like, just chip him, like, slow him down a little bit.
Yeah. Well, the other key part of this that I think isn't getting talked, people talk about it, but we haven't mentioned it yet, is the Chiefs' rush attack. Are they going to be able to run the ball at all? They haven't yet this season almost. Like, I know that, yes, you can just let Patrick Mahomes stand back there and throw all day, but if the Eagles are able to just put together drives the whole day and the Chiefs defense can't get a single stop, they're going to have to get the ball away from them at some point. They'll have to put together a drive where they have, 20, 30 rushing yards and try to keep the ball out of the other guy's hands. If they just keep throwing the ball the whole time and if the Eagles defense is somehow able to get home, which I think they're going to be able to a couple times, they need to be able to just not have to drop back every single play and have Patrick Mahomes throw it 50 times. Even though he is the best quarterback in the league, he's the best player in the league, at some point you have to be able to put a couple rushes together to at least make them play against it.
Yeah. Yep. I'm with you. Hey, do we want to jump into some props that we perhaps love this weekend?
Yeah.
Some Bradford, can you pull up some passing props? Let's see where the totals are at for both quarterbacks, please.
While he's doing that, I'll give out my first one. One that I I spotted today that I really liked. So I was going deep in the FanDuel props and stuff like that, and I found one. There's a prop out there. It is either team to have 3 unanswered scores. Now, you can get it for 2 unanswered scores or 4 unanswered scores. And right now, that is a yes/no. The no, so there won't be 3 unanswered scores in this game, is sitting at plus 152. And I love it because I don't think that one team is just going to be able to get 2 touchdown, 2 field goals in a row. I think this is going to be a back and forth game. So I absolutely love it, especially plus money that. So that is my first prop and probably the one I like the most.
Jeez, I don't know what just happened there, but
I'm geeking. What is going on? I wanted to say something earlier about the rushing attack of the Chiefs.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think it's if they're going to get anything going on the ground, it's going to have to be because Andy Reid has orchestrated some excellent plays. There's going to have to be a lot of motion. I just don't think they're going to out-bully the Eagles' defense. It's going to have to be something a little trickier than that.
Yeah. Yeah, which Andy Reid is definitely capable of doing. So, like, let's not doubt that. But, like,
Yeah.
It's definitely going to be a tall task.
It's a challenge.
My favorite prop, we're just throwing out our favorites here. I gave it out last week on the pod. It was at 14.5, I believe, whenever I got it. It is now at 19.5. It is the over-under rushing yards for Mr. Kenneth Gainwell himself. I got it at 14.5. I still love it at 19.5. There's no way this dude doesn't rush for at least 25, probably. Like, they're going to give him touches. He's explosive out of the backfield. And I don't know. Sometimes, they do those rushing plus receiving yards, like totals on those.
Yeah.
I don't know what his total would be after that, but I would even look at taking that if it's not too high. Like, if it's somewhere around, like, 40 or 50, like, I would probably take that. Because that dude, I mean, he just makes – like, every time he gets the ball, it looks like he gets 10 yards at least, so.
I've actually got a couple, I guess 2 props here that are kind of interesting.
Yeah, throw them out.
So we've got – and they're both the same. It's what will happen first. So for either the Kansas City Chiefs or the Philadelphia Eagles, the choices are punt at minus 134 or score points at plus 108.
What was the what was the question again, or whatever?
It's like what will happen first for either team. They're both plus money for both the Eagles and the Chiefs.
The score
points or punt. So well, score points is the plus money, but the punt is the other. So like one of those has to happen. Minus 134.
I don't know. I mean, you might look at. So I feel like I heard the stat at some point throughout this week that, like, the past 5 years or something, like, the team that has won the coin toss has inevitably lost the game. And I feel like that comes.
I thought it was the exact opposite. The team that won the coin toss has won the last 5.
No, they lost.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you stupid idiot.
No, I'm almost positive that they lost. But I feel like that's because the team that wins the coin toss always defers in the second half, and then like the team that receives first just goes down and puts up points, and then like
put the pressure
always
on them.
Trailing. Yeah, like that's got to be tough. So I feel like, I don't know, maybe sprinkling on the plus money for them to score the first time they get the ball is probably worth it.
I think the Eagles definitely go down and score on their first drive. I feel like Sirianni's going to have like a script, and they're going to run it to perfection, and they're going to slash through that Chiefs defense on the first drive.
Well, even if the Chiefs start with the ball.
Now that you say it, yeah, but I think it's different. Like they're definitely going to come out with some explosive plays. The Chiefs will, but like I think the Eagles defense will probably at least get. I'm going to say they'll probably stop them on the first time the Chiefs get the ball. That's just my guess. But I would.
I don't know. Andy Reid with 2 weeks to prepare.
Yeah, but I know it's Andy Reid. Sirianni though, I think the Eagles were for like their scripted first 15. So like I wouldn't doubt that the Eagles go down and put up points for sure. Is that field goal or touchdown? Just put
It's
up points?
score points. It's plus 112
For the Eagles?
Yeah, so that's like, do they punt before they score points, or do they score points
Right.
before they punt?
Basically, first time they get the ball, they go down and either score.
I mean, unless they miss a fourth down conversion, then I think that bet's still open. But
yeah, because it's which one happens first. It doesn't.
Yeah.
What happens on the first drive?
Right.
Gotcha. Cool. I don't mind that. Yeah, I like the Eagles in that one, to be honest, but that's just me.
That's what I was thinking as well.
I think getting out of plus money is pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So hey,
what was your other one that you liked?
That was both of them. I was just
Did you guys hear me at all, or was I cutting out a whole bunch?
Yeah, it was funky. You might want to give us a recap.
Oh yeah, so
because it like lagged and then it like sped through it, and you sounded like you were an auctioneer. You're like,
So the first prop I really like is will either team have 3 unanswered scores? So that's a plus 152. I really like that. I just don't think that one team is going to go down, put a touchdown.
That's for no, right?
That's no, yeah. I don't think one team is going to go down and score and then have like 2 field goals after that. I think this is going to be a back and forth game. And even if it's just a field goal, that still breaks up the unanswered score. So I like that one quite a lot. And then my second one that I'm going to give out is the first player to reach 25 plus rushing yards. I'm going to take Miles Sanders at plus 125. Now, he's the favorite to do it, even though he's still at plus money. But I just think that Eagles rush attack, they're going to come out early and try to keep the ball out of Patrick Mahomes' hands. So I like him to get 25 yards first.
What's McKinnon at on that?
I'm not sure. You'd have to look at that. But I'm not taking McKinnon any rushing props. Not with Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Would you take Pacheco? Oh, I didn't know Edwards-Helaire was back.
Yeah, he was brought back. Now, if he's going to get any actual work this game, that's still up for debate. But I think that they had 40 rush yards last week, and 20 of it was Pacheco, and Mahomes had a couple. Helaire didn't even get 25 last week, so I'm not going to – or not Helaire, but McKinnon didn't even have 25 last week, so I'm not going to bet on him to be the first.
Yeah, well, I don't see Clyde Edwards-Helaire getting too many touches, considering this will be his first game back from injury. So, like,
no, but if the Chiefs only have 15 rushes throughout the whole game or something like that, and he steals 2 or 3 of them from McKinnon or Pacheco, then I don't like their chances for hitting overs there.
Yeah, I'm not saying take him or take either one of them. I don't like any of the rushing props for the Chiefs, to be honest.
Matt, what do you think about Oh, go on
real quick. For the first to get to 25, I don't know what Jalen Hurts is at, but I kind of like Jalen Hurts.
That was also an option. I think he was up around like plus 300, plus 350, something like that.
I like that.
I don't mind that. So my fear with Jalen Hurts, last week they showed he could still rush some, and I think that was more or less just to say, hey, Chiefs, you need to be able to prepare. You need to prepare for Jalen Hurts to be a rushing quarterback, and if they don't have to rush him, they're not going to, because if they can run with Miles Sanders successfully the whole day, then I don't see that they're going to come out and have him as their main focus.
Dog.
No, I think he's still going to rush some.
I just don't see him. He will still call. He's going to call QB hours more than enough times in that game. And, like, this doesn't really help a whole lot for the 25 plus. But, like, every 4th and 1 the Eagles get, you best believe that a quarterback sneak is coming. because
100%.
it is absolutely unstoppable. It's
So
they get 3 yards every time they answer first.
Yeah.
Like
what were you gonna say, Brad?
Only like if you
Alright,
get down
yes.
goal running fucking quarterback sneak.
Oh, he's cutting.
you back yet, Matt?
Sorry, my cut
There we
out.
go. Yeah, you blew it.
Just a little bit. You're good though. We heard the Jalen Hurts touchdown, which I also
I mean,
think is a good play.
So
yeah,
an
anytime
interesting
they're down there, they're gonna run him.
interesting bet for me. Not saying I'm going to take this, but you've got your most playoff passing yards for the 2022-23 season. Mahomes is 200 behind Burrow, and he's a minus 950 favorite. But if you think he's going to go under 200, you can get Burrow at plus 600.
Yeah, but Mahomes to go under 200 yards.
The Eagles string together some long scoring drives.
You might as well just bet Mahomes under 200 because I bet the odds for that is higher than plus 600 for Burrow at plus 600.
Let me look.
Probably.
I don't know if they'll have that, but
yeah,
I
that not
doubt
even an
they'll
option
have
bet.
that.
But
damn, they've got Mahomes over under at 295, 294 and a half.
Yeah, because he's throwing for so many yards in the
so I say
in every
if you're
game this year.
If you're gonna do anything with that most playoff passing yards prop, put the house on Patrick Mahomes because it is a guaranteed winner. I know it's minus 950, but
Rolls his ankle in the first 3 plays. Then it's
yeah,
over.
No, that's the dumbest thing you can do there is bet Mahomes because if they get out way ahead, they're going to be rushing the ball. So I don't like playing Mahomes. Now maybe I don't know if you can parlay it.
Sprinkle a little on Burrow.
Yeah.
I already have. One of my futures was between Pat Mahomes and Burrow to have the most playoff passing yards. I sprinkled on both of them. So
I can see a world where he gets under 200, but it's a very slim chance, and I don't like it.
I don't see it because they don't run the ball that much, and literally they use those short dump off passes for an extension of the running game. Like that is
and those count.
Game.
Yeah.
So
count
like
passes. Which is lame.
All right, you know, here's my next one. We're gonna do a little parlay action here. Now, Quez Watkins, he was out, Dallas Goedert was out for part of the year, and Quez Watkins became a bigger part of the offense. Now, since Dallas Goedert's been back and in big time moments when the game's close or anything like that, Quez Watkins, the tight end or the other tight end, or I believe he might be a receiver, for the Eagles has not caught a single ball. He only has 3 catches in the last 5 weeks. So his over-under for receptions is set at 1.5 right now. I'm going to take the under for that. It's at minus 170, and I'm also going to parlay it with Travis Kelce over 60 receiving yards, and I'm also going to throw Devontae Smith over 40 receiving yards in there for a nice little 3-leg parlay at plus 178.
Okay, say those ladies again.
Quez Watkins under 1.5 receptions because I don't think he'll catch a ball this week. And even if he does, that'll be his only one. Travis Kelce, 60-plus receiving yards, and Devontae Smith, 40-plus receiving yards for a grand total of plus 178.
Don't mind it. I wish the odds were a little bigger on it. But
yeah,
I don't mind it.
Well, Watkins is at minus 170, and you can, I mean, if you,
Sorry, the only thing that makes me not like it is, like, if he gets 2 receptions out the gate, like, you're fucked, so.
Well, but he hasn't caught that many, like, he hasn't caught that many passes since Dallas Goedert came back. That, and with this being, you know, the biggest game of the season, they're not going to have him in there catching passes because they're going to be using Dallas Goedert. So
you see, but
what if Dallas Goedert goes down?
That's exactly what Sirianni wants you and the Chiefs to think. They're about to script up
Sure,
45 plays for Quez
if he
Watkins.
really wants to start using Quez,
Who's
I will
A.J.
happily
Brown? We got
lose that
fucking
one.
Wes Watkins MVP? What's that at?
Oh, shit. I'm about to go sprinkle on
Plus
it.
a
Actually,
million.
I don't know. They probably don't even have odds
Fade
for
him.
it.
Fade him.
Bradford,
Yeah,
you got any
well-
props that you like?
Ooh.
What's Hurts' over-under at?
Oh, let me check that real quick. Sorry, go ahead and keep talking. I'm trying to find it.
You're good. We'll just wait.
Sit in silence. I like that.
Yep.
We like
I don't know
Yeah.
if I don't know
silence.
if I
It's
like
the best thing for podcasting.
Everybody
know
loves
if I
that
like-
shit.
over under 295 for Mahomes.
That's a lot of
I
yards.
just think
I think it's a bit too much.
Well, it's an odd number though, because like he can definitely go and get 300 if they're passing the ball the whole game. Like if they're down and having to catch up, like just they're having a shootout, which definitely could happen. Like he'll probably throw for 350.
Hertz
But-
Hertz over under is 238.5. Thoughts, Matt?
I kind of like the over. Just
Or-
my initial. Is Matt even here anymore?
I think he's dead. I think he got into a car wreck. This is electric.
Jesus,
You gonna see our
phone is
first
Okay, I
dead
guess we'll
body.
just move on without him.
my phone is geeking out right now.
Matt,
Sorry.
you survived the wreck.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh, damn shame. You did
What do
hear
we
that?
figure out?
238 or yeah, 238.5.
What's his rushing yard props at?
God, what am I, your fucking bitch boy?
Yeah, you are, motherfucker. I'm in the car.
All right, let's see what his rushing's at. We got. Why am I not seeing his rushing?
God damn it. Well, I'm assuming it would probably be around like 40 or so.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
don't mind
seeing
the
it
over.
on here, bro.
I don't mind the over on that if it is there. I'm gonna give out a
The over on the
couple of
passing
my.
yards at 230. I mean,
Oh, his rushing is 49.5.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Oh, and would you have your Kenneth
yeah.
Gainwell? You wanted to see what rushing and receiving was set at?
So I got it at.
yeah.
Yeah, if they do they have rushing and receiving? I got his
Yeah.
rushing yards at 16.5. I thought it was 14.
His rushing receiving is 33.5.
What's the over at? What's the juice on the over?
Minus 114.
Give me that. Make it official. I'm going to place the bet now.
I don't know. I don't know if I
Hey.
want to take any Kenneth Gainwell.
The dudes. Got a couple of my weekly specials that I liked here.
Play him out.
1,300. I had the Eagles to
Just
rush
didn't know
for
how much
4.
playing time.
Jesus Christ.
I mean,
Excuse you, Elliot. Oh Jesus, the
Yeah.
autism is showing.
he's
Literally,
really
dude,
doesn't
this is why his fucking name.
a lot of-
The autism.
None of us can fucking hear you.
No, I haven't said anything. I think that was all delayed. I said
Holy
that
God.
Gainwell stuff, and then you start. Like I said, it all.
Jesus
Fuck
fucking
Elliot, dude.
Christ.
This
I started
podcast
talking,
is
and then-
trash.
He just stops and he's like, "Keep talking right now." Guys.
Anyway,
My
go
weekly
drive into a
specials,
fucking tree.
plus 1,300. I like the Eagles to have 4+ rushing TDs. just because I like the value on it. And I think if they score 4 TDs, definitely all of them could be rushing. Plus 1,300, can't beat it. I gave out this one last week. I believe it's now at plus 3,000. I got it at plus 4,000. Both Chris Jones and Hassan Reddick to record 2+ sacks each, plus 4,000. I mean, 40 to 1. I had to sprinkle a little bit on it.
You got
I like Boston Scott and Kenneth Gainwell to combine for 40+ rushing yards, plus 150. I think Gainwell might get it on his own.
Big Gainwell fan.
I am a big Gainwell fan. That dude's a dog.
Roo, roo.
Any special
I think
you
he's
boys
kind of
like?
trash.
Fuck you, Elliot. You and your service is trash. Shut the fuck up.
Any other special I like?
I know. For next season, we all got to get together to start recording the podcast. That way, we don't have bad service.
So here's where you come in, fans. We need a new fucking studio. Donations go to my address.
We only need $10,000 or so to get started.
No, we don't even need
family.
Well,
we need
boys,
more.
I'm moving into a new house here. I'm renting, but moving in here in February. So
sounds like we just found our fucking studio, baby. Let's go.
That's right. We got our studio, boys.
Hey yo.
Yeah.
Boys don't have any more weekly specials. I have one parlay that I'm gonna give out.
Yeah, I'm fresh out of weekly specials. Sold out.
Okay. It is a anytime touchdown parlay.
Love it.
Plus 267.
Who is it?
Travis Kelce and Jalen Hurts, anytime touchdown score, plus 267. I absolutely fucking love it.
That's kind of tasty.
Absolutely love it, boys. Jalen Hurts is going to get at least one. He's at even money right now, and then Travis Kelce's at minus 125. I mean, you can even straight up bet both of those and be happy with it, but like just parlaying them, I don't think there's any way that loses.
No, I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
All right, so do we want to go ahead and just give out our picks?
Sure.
Let's rock it.
Elliot.
All right. I've gone back and forth, but I hate to do this because I'm a hater of the Kansas City Chiefs. I will be taking the Chiefs plus 1.5. It sucks, but I just can't keep betting against Patrick Mahomes. I keep losing money. So I'm gonna take the Chiefs this week. I may watch a Jackson Mahomes TikTok though and switch over to the Eagles side. I'm not sure yet. And I'm also gonna ride with the under. I want it to be a high scoring game. I want the game to be a ton of fun. But at 50.5, that's just a lot of points. I just can't bet an over at 50.5. So I'm gonna be rocking with the Chiefs and the under.
Brenton?
You know what, Elliot? I'll root for you. I'll take the Eagles. I'll take the Eagles minus 1.5. I think they've got too many ways that they can impact this game. I think they overall have the better roster. And I will discount the experience for now, and we'll forget about that. Go Birds.
So I saw something the other day where some dude that has picked like the last 15 Super Bowls has picked like the wrong team every time. And he picked the Eagles for this weekend. And to be honest, that is the only fuck I needed to know for me to know that I am taking Patrick Mahomes and the new dynasty of the NFL, Kansas City Chiefs, to bring it on home this Sunday. I love a money line, to be honest. Fuck the plus 1.5. Plus 104 is gorgeous for Chiefs money line. I don't see any way where. Well, I mean, I do see a lot of ways where the Eagles can win this game, but I don't see a way where Mahomes and Kelsey and Reed just lose another Super Bowl. Like, I don't see them losing back-to-back Super Bowls that they've been in. So I don't know. I've flip-flopped a lot of times, but I am officially with it, especially since 77% of the money and 70% of the bets are on the Eagles. Like, give me the fucking Chiefs, dude. The Chiefs are still the Chiefs. Everybody's just saying, like, the Eagles are going to walk in there and just walk all over the Chiefs. Like, I feel like all these, like, broadcasters and stuff on ESPN come Monday morning are going to be like, damn, we definitely forgot that Patrick Mahomes is still probably going to be the greatest of all time.
The meat
So,
writing
like,
is crazy.
Chris
they're
Collinsworth
acting
is so
like
sad
the
he doesn't get
Chiefs.
to call the Super Bowl.
People are acting like the Chiefs don't even like have a chance. Like they're saying like head and shoulders better than fucking the Eagles or the Chiefs. So like I don't know. That's weird.
I'll be damned if the Chiefs are going to win another Super Bowl.
I just want the Chiefs to lose by 1. That's all I need. So
All right. Well, now that we got that out of the way, I believe that is all we have left for the podcast. Unless you guys have
we
anything
have one
else.
more thing. One more thing. Are we
What is
riding
that?
with heads or tails?
Tails never fails, baby.
I gotta go tails. Tails never fails.
Tails. As a podcast, we have decided.
Team ride.
Team ride.
Team ride. Definitely take fucking heads, because that shit is going to lose.
Yeah.
It is a
All
guarantee.
right, boys. Tails never fails, and the Chiefs are going to lose by 1.
Shit, yeah.
Let's go, baby.
Let's have a good Super Bowl, boys.
Peace out. Have a great
Deuces.
Super Bowl.
We'll see you next week with a recap and 2024 predictions.